This video is about circles. Some really basic things about circles. Circles have a center. The center would be A. And then if you just go from the center to the edge, that's called a radius. So that's AB. If you go from edge of the circle to the other edge, but you go through the center, it's called a diameter. So that's BC, diameter. All right, these are really important parts of a circle. Let's move on. They're also the thing that the radius makes the center round, because from the center to the edge has to be always the radius, all the way around. Okay, in this picture, E is the center of the circle. That's E. All right, then, this is called a central angle. If the vertex is in the center, E is the vertex of this angle. If the vertex is in the center, then it's called the central angle. Whatever this angle is, the arc, the blue arc, is the same measure. This is called arc measure. Okay. So DF, central angle and measure of the arc. The measure of the arc, 80 is 80. And 80 is like when the whole circle is 360. You got to remember that. Like, this inside angle would make a smaller circle, and that 80 would still be the part that would take up of the 360. So angle DEF is that, if that is 80, then the arc is also 80. Here's an example of it. This is number 6 from some homework that we did. So this says measure of angle WUY. So I went WUY. Well, if the arc is 120, the angle is the same. So the angle is 120. This is number 8. Number 8 went through the center. Here was the center. And the diameter went through the center. I always try and look for diameters because they help me solve the puzzle. So this part of the circle is half the circle, or a semicircle, which is 180 degrees. So to figure out x, this is where 8x plus 7 is what that says, I would use my diameter. So if this is 180, then I subtract 80 and get 100 degrees. So these two angles have to add up to 180 degrees. So I took 100, or these two angles have to just add up to 100 degrees. So I took 100 and subtracted 45. So I know this angle right here has to equal 55. Because all three of these angles have to equal 180. So then I did the algebra. 8x plus 7 equals 55. Subtract 7, get 48, divide by 8, gets x equals 6. Okay, moving on. The next kind of angles we're going to talk about are inscribed angles. This time, the vertex, this guy H is the vertex, is touching the circle. So if the vertex is touching the circle, however big the angle is, the arc, 80 is the arc, is twice as much. So this is like a formula you can use. Half of the arc is equal to the angle. You could do 2 times the angle. Hopefully you're thinking in your head. Equals the arc. So it's interchangeable back and forth. Okay, I have some examples from our homework. This number 12, KL, you can't see L, but this is L. KL was a diameter, so that's really helpful again. So this whole half is 180. So if this is 90, this is also 90. So here's the inscribed angle. So if this is 90, then the angle is 90. And question mark was what they were asking for. Okay, look at number 10, inscribed angle. You kind of have to think about these. I usually take and make the angle bigger. So I'm going to do this. Extend it out. Okay. So if this is 65, this arc APC is going to be double 65. So 60 and 60 is 120, plus 5 and 5 is 10, 130. So this is 130. Okay, that's great. So then you could do some quick math and go, oh, 130 subtract 60, PC is 70. Okay, that's great. I don't know if this is going to help me, but we're going to keep trying. Okay, so next, let's see if we can find arc AB. Okay, I know all the arcs all the way around are 360. So if this is 130, and this is 100, that's 230. So I'm going to go 360. Let me try that again. I'm going to go 360 minus 230 and get the leftovers, 130. So this arc AB is 130. Okay. Now here's what they really want. I'm going to do it in a new color so you can see better. Here's what they really want. They really want this. I'm doing it in green. That didn't show up very good. They really want that angle in there. Angle C. Wow, okay. So I think, okay, here's the whole arc. 60 plus, I know AB is 130. So 60 plus 130 is 190. So the arc is 190. So I know it's an inscribed angle because the vertex is right here. So I'm going to take 190 and divide it by 2. And that'll give me the angle. 2 into 190 goes 2 times 9. $95. So that angle, measure of angle C, is 95 degrees. All right, that is some examples of central angles and inscribed angles. You should subscribe, and I'll keep trying to help you.